Hello everyone, welcome to a very messy and chaotic studio vlog. I just started my sticker business and let's just say there was a lot of trial and error and a lot of learning to go through in this video. I still have some doubts about this, so I'm just gonna do a mini launch on October 21st, Friday. So watch out for that. You'll get to buy everything that I make in this video. So I ended up buying most of the stuff that I thought I needed right from the start, and honestly I regret getting the tissue paper because it feels so cheap. And then I actually bought matte sticker paper from online labels, but then I realized too late that it wasn't vinyl, and so it's just like very cheap feeling sticky printer paper. So I'm just gonna use that for like freebies or labels. I also just went to my local market and just bought some of these containers because I don't have any containers, and this old desk is actually the one that I bought for my computer that I ended up replacing with the Flexi sponsor. So to be honest, I forgot I filmed this, but I had just bought a bunch of stuff from AliExpress to decorate this workspace. And I bought this little fridge thingy and it came with stickers, so I was like, cool, let me just decorate it. And this same day my very first outsourced stickers came in of my frog, and they came out so nice and so high quality. But unfortunately I ended up not liking the process of manufacturing and having to communicate back and forth with the people, so I decided to just make my own stickers. And I went on this whole endeavor. I bought a silhouette portrait, had to troubleshoot it a bit. It was a struggle, definitely. So at this point in time, I hadn't gotten my printer yet, but I was impatient and I decided to try out some black and white stickers for packaging. And I struggled to even just put this on the sticky mat, and it took me so many tries, but eventually I got it. And let's just say that I definitely did not know how to use the silhouette, because if you can see it right now, this thing in the blade is supposed to be pushed in, and it wasn't. What that thing does is it keeps the blade in place so that it could move it up and down, and so it just wasn't cutting properly for me, and I was messing with the settings. I was trying to figure out what I was doing wrong because I was like, I've followed the tutorials, what's happening? And then at one point I finally realized what the problem was, and everything started to go a bit more smoothly. But this set of stickers right here took me like maybe 2 hours to cut properly, and even then they weren't even proper cuts. I also just messed up my mat the very first time I ever used it. Wait, what's happening? This truly was just one of those moments where I thought I knew what I was doing, and then it turns out I just have no clue, because there was a lot of things that went wrong, like a lot. I had a lot of problems with the sticky mat being too sticky, and then once it stopped being too sticky, then the stickiness would transfer onto the back of the paper, which wasn't what I wanted. And here's my pile of mistakes. So So I'd waited a week and a half for this printer and it came in like 30 minutes before I had to go to class, and I was just overwhelmed with the instructions, and I actually ended up being late to class because I was just too excited to start using this. And I was also like really nervous to put the ink in because this is the first time I've ever done something like this, and so I was scared it would spill. But it went smoothly for the most part. I was able to print stuff later on that night. And I got to try out the non-vinyl versus the vinyl, and let's just say the vinyl is definitely better. I mean, what was anyone expecting, right? I also bought this rug to put my silhouette on because I don't have a printer desk yet. Once I got the blade working properly, I ended up struggling with figuring out which settings matched the papers that I was using. Online Labels has settings on their website, but they personally did not really help me that much. As for my vinyl paper, I had to figure that out myself because that brand didn't have settings on their website. And I also wanted to try out this easy peel border thing. And it kind of turned out to be a problem for me creating the stickers, but now as of the time that I'm recording this, it is no longer a problem, so don't worry, there will be an easy peel border on these stickers. Now when printing, there was definitely a lot of color correction. I had to print a lot of test sheets, and it just wasn't going smoothly for a few hours because the colors just weren't turning out the way I wanted them. By default, my printer has like a magenta / yellowy tint over most colors, and I'm pretty unfamiliar with CYMK, so I had to mess around a lot with test pages. Obviously, beginnings are always going to be rough. It's a fairly large endeavor starting a small business, and so, you know, it's a learning experience, trial and error, so yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking for the remainder of the video and I'll just let the subtitles do their work. Hello, I'm back to explain the giveaway. So you're gonna get everything in my shop, one of each item, and all you have to do is comment which sticker is your favorite, and you gotta be subscribed, and that's it. I can ship to any country for the most part. I'll be choosing the winner on launch date so that no one ends up buying and then winning and wasting their money. So yeah, thanks for watching. Good luck!